Assalamu alaikum, welcome to day 3 of today, which will be character building. And if you didn't watch day 2 or day 1, please go back to the previous post to watch those first. Today we are gonna build our character. From the last video that you watched, we already chose some of our favorite characters, and here they are. So as you can see, these are some of the vibes and the characters which I really liked, and I put them all in one folder, as you can see. But as you accumulate all of these characters, it kind of becomes hard to choose. Therefore, just choose the one which you feel like will express the story that you want to make the most. Now, all of these characters, they all can, but don't spend a lot of time into thinking like which one to choose, because then you're gonna end up spending so much time into thinking. But at this stage, you don't need to think too much. So what I did was I just chose this one. I really liked the proportion. I liked how memorable it looks. Then I went to ChatGPT, and by the way, this is the free version in ChatGPT, and Higgsfield has a GPT-2 if you want to use that, but I'm just using the free version just to give me an idea. So what I did was I asked ChatGPT by uploading this character, what style is this? And then it gave me this stylized editorial character illustration with hand-drawn ink line work and painterly digital color. So what I did was I copied and pasted it into a new prompt. I said generate an Indonesian father in, and then I pasted stylized editorial character, and then it gave me this. Now, I wasn't too happy with the outcome because it looks too AI-ish. It doesn't look like a memorable character. It kind of looks like AI generated it as it generates most of other characters in similar style. I don't know, but that's the feeling I got. Then I said make the character front-facing model shot in white studio background, make him skinnier and a little darker. Then it gave me this. Now this is the closer to the image that I want, but still I wasn't very happy with this because it didn't quite get this, it didn't quite get the same similar style as I wanted. So what I did was I re-uploaded this picture and I said make the Indonesian father, which is this guy, similar to the image in the reference, keeping similar proportions and size of body. And it literally gave me this. And as soon as it gave me this, I was sold. I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want. They look very similar, but this really captured of the character that I was going for when I was imagining in my head, and he does look very similar to the person that I saw. So after that, I was thinking about the wife and the child right away, right? So I took the same character and I said, hey, generate his wife in the same style with hijab. And this is what it gave me. And this is the same thing I did, generate his daughter in the same style, around 8 years old. And then I got this, sorry, violate our policies. So I said, generate his daughter kid in the same style. And then it gave me this. And then I said, generate a smaller daughter kid without any props and long dress, covers all the legs and cute hijab covering all the hair. And it gave me this. Now, the reason I wasn't too happy with the result of the wife and the kid is, let me show you this. I went to Higgsfield, right? And so I generated a character sheet for 3 of them. And then when I put them all in a scooter, now this no longer looks like an Indonesian family. Now it gives me the vibe of maybe a Pakistani family. It didn't give me that vibe, okay? And they all look, now these two, they don't look that unique. They look kind of what every AI character looks like, again, in my opinion. But again, I was still trying to get a feeling and a vibe to see how they would look like in an environment, for example. But again, I wasn't too happy. I am very happy with the male character, but not happy with the daughter and the wife character, which means I am going to regenerate and try to find a style which I will be happy about. Now I'm not gonna torture you and go through all that, but you get the idea. And then I just started working with the male character. I put him in different environments, like literally generate an environment that fits the style in which the character is drawn. It gave me like a New York looking place, but we don't want New York. Then I asked it to do it in Jakarta, and then it gave me this, which, to be honest, I really like, because as you can see, it looks quite realistic, but at the same time they're hand-drawn, which gives it this nice effect. Although I'm not very happy with very high contrast, but that could be fixed easily later on. And then also, just for fun, I went to Cinema Studio Image and I sat in front of a home somewhere in the streets of Indonesia. It gave me a very realistic looking character, a very Indonesian looking character. And to be honest, I was very surprised by this result as well, because it looks nice, to be honest. And now it put me in the doubt. Now do I want to go back to realistic? But no, we will not go back to the realistic. We will stick to the animated one as we intended. Here's another one, for example, but we will stick with the animated side. So yes, that's how you basically build a character. You don't need to spend credits, just use your free ChatGPT. If you have researched and really came to a point where you know exactly the style you want to go for, you don't need lots of generation. You can literally find your style in 2-3 generations. But that's why I always say, do spend some time in researching. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to regenerate the wife and the kids, but in the future video we will do the world building. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Until next time.